welcome to Informed Investing. My name is Don Lawrence. I'm the CEO of STA Research, and our platform is StockTargetAdvisor.com. I'm a financial analyst and a trader, and today we're going to sort of have a quick December market recap. We're just going to talk about what's happening at the moment in the markets and where we think where we think we're going to finish December and the year to come in the next few weeks. Anyways, guys, let's start off with it's been a very rough 2 days of trading so far as we start December, coming off a bit of a run in the markets there, and the three major indexes on the NASDAQ, the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones. Obviously, the best performer so far this year is the Dow Jones. It's had a super run coming off October, and I think that the sort of steam is going to, the speed of that index is going to slow down a little bit. Still will gain, but I think that's going to slow down. It is probably due for a bit more of a pullback. Obviously, then the next is S&P 500 is sort of outperformed the NASDAQ. It's also come off a nice bit of a run, sort of pulling back the last couple of days, and I do think the S&P 500's got a bit more to move there, probably another 10-15%. So I think in general the market's going to keep moving into December to the end of the year, and let's talk about the NASDAQ. It's the most hardly hitting index there, and it rebounded there recently, and it's last couple of days again we've had especially today a severe pullback. Concerns, positive sort of economic indicators suggesting that the federal banks are going to be a little bit more hawkish and continue their aggressive rate hikes. So investors and analysts and traders are panicking a little bit, and I think it's a bit over the top. What happened today, I think it's sort of a knee-jerk reaction, and it's just sort of people taking money off the table, but sort of a risk-off situation, just kind of sort of reassess the run and what's going to happen at the end of the year. But I still think Santa's coming. I think we're going to have a good Santa rally. I think the stocks are going to run into the end of the year looking very good, and I think your best. There's so much negativity around the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is sort of being compared to the .com, and anyone who's lived through the .com, I started getting involved in equities prior to .com, so I saw that in full live theater mode, and that's a completely different environment. Sort of what happened to tech stocks, .com stocks in that time compared to what's sort of the situation around the technology stocks today. It's completely different, and it's non-comparable. Of course, the NASDAQ has had a super run coming off those March 2020 lows. But a lot of that is justified. There's a massive amount of earnings being made, and sort of capital appreciation there that's baked in. That is there. So that plays into a lot of what the valuation is. But I do think if you've got some guts and I think the place to be in the market is in tech stocks, and I think we're going to see a rotation out of the Dow eventually into NASDAQ stocks, tech stocks, and in particular, specifically cloud stocks. I think that's one of the areas that are sort of still high growth and people are scared of. But you've got to when people are running away from the stuff, that's when you got to sort of dip in and start buying a little bit and on incremental buys. But so I think that's let's see how December runs, and then we'll have a look and see what we think in January. What's quite interesting, if every single year it tends to be sort of an inverse relationship to what happened the previous year. So for example, last year the market indexes, they started selling off right away in January. And what you find is generally when markets do that one year, they tend to be very positive in the beginning the next. So I'm looking at that sort of pattern to sort of repeat itself, that January, even though there's all this doom and gloom, that January is going to start off positive. It could get negative, but for now, I think that's kind of what I'm looking at. Especially if we get a nice push into the end of December, that might continue into January. But let's see what happens in December 1st. I think there's a lot of positive things that suggest that stocks are undervalued here, and I think it's worthwhile taking the risk. The risk reward ratio is certainly attractive here. Just try and filter all that noise, all the doom and gloom, all the stocks are going to come crashing down. Sometimes stocks can sort of plow through a wall of worry, and I think that's what's going to happen here. Anyways, guys, thanks very much for checking in. Hopefully that's yeah, it gives you a bit of insight to where I think the market's going to go, and let's see if Santa does come. I do think he is. All right, guys, have a great night. Remember, your best trade is always a hedge. Cheers.